What's up, YouTube Buzz? Today I'm going to show you how to totally rebuild the front end of an Rzr 800. This one's a 2009 800. I did the other side. Now I'm going to show you how to completely rebuild this. We're going to do upper ball joint, lower ball joint, tie rod end, bearing. We'll take the hub off. I'll show you how to. The bearing is pressed in. We'll go in on the shop and unpress that bearing and put it back in. Then we got upper and lower A-frame bushings, which are those black things. Those are the ball joints in the bag. Tie rod end. Tools you're going to need, you know, a regular air wrench, you know, for taking off tires. I got a smaller one, so I use that. An assortment of metric sockets and a couple standards. You're gonna need some kind of torch, probably, maybe not, but propane would work. We just heat these up a little bit, melts the rubber a little bit and gets them hot, and then they tap right out. So a torch of some kind. I use MAP gas, propane's okay. You know, some assorted screwdrivers. You need a snap ring tool. These on the bottom will have snap rings that you put in the holes, open up and come off. That's all the hold those in after you get them out. So that to take them off, put them in. I have Mac tool stuff and Snap-on, but you can get these cheap sets of these at Harbor Freight or, you know, parts store or whatever. Way good enough to get you by on what you have to do. But I'm going to start by taking the 2 bolts right here, and one on the bottom off. Get that caliper off and move it out of the way. So we'll do that first. Again, I use the air tools as much as I can. Just makes the job easier. Okay, 2 bolts are out. 2 bolts are out, so let's probably take a small screwdriver if it's stuck and pry a little bit. I had these off real recently, so before I decided to rebuild the whole front end. Well, you can get a kit, by the way, from I think I got mine on eBay or Amazon, one of the two, but you can buy the whole kit with the upper and lower ball joints, all the A-frame bushings, the tie rod ends. I couldn't find one that came with the hub bearings, but I found those separately. I think it was about, say about 150 bucks to redo this whole front end. So yeah, anyway, next I'm gonna remove the hub bolt. Now, you can do this, doesn't have to exactly be this procedure, but I just kind of take it apart as I go, you know. I had these apart and checked them a while back. Oh man, they were, you know, when you take your thing apart and the races are separated from the bearings, that's bad. You know. Okay, again, just find the socket that fits. This one happens to be 1 1/16. I use the bigger gun. So all there is to take that off. Took the cotter key off, took that off. Should be able to wiggle this. There'll be some washers. 2 of them, and actually when I stick the other side back together, which I'll show you, one thicker washer comes with them, so it's the thickness of these 2, so you can just stick that one back on, or It's these two anyway, so there, that's off. Bearing, hub bearings right here. So after we get this whole hub assembly off, then we'll go in and replace that hub bearing, which is in here. Sorry about that. I need my coffee. Okay, next I'm going to take the cotter key out, get this bolt out, and get that tie rod. Once it's loose, you can just push it over to the side. No big deal. And they give you all new cotter keys with the stuff too, you know. I happen to have a bunch of drawers full of them, but I know a lot of people don't keep shit around like I do. You get them straightened out, you can either tap them out, if they will, or use your wire cutters and clip them off, pull them out, whatever you gotta do. Get them out of there. Get the cotter key out. Hope I got this camera up enough. Then we'll find the socket again that fits it. By the way, the caliper bolts were 15 and this is 15, so this one you might need a wrench, you know, 15 on top. We'll see. Alright. Of course, top is 15. I don't know what the bottom is yet. We'll find out. Okay. The bottom is 17. Top is a 15. Let's see if it'll come out. Oh, she's spinning. So 15 on top. There we go. Bolts out. Nut and bolt. Lift it up. Just push it aside. It's that simple. Okay. We disconnect this air gun all the time. This goddamn thing is noisy. And it's hotter to pistol out, so I'm sweating my ass off here. I got a fan going in the background. Hope it's not too loud. Okay, so that's out. So now if I live through this video, top bolt right here, top ball joint, same thing down here, one here and a nut on the other side. We're going to take both those out. Again, we'll see what size. 15's too big. Okay, we got a 13. Well, we'll see what the other side is. Yep, 13 on both sides. So let's do that. We'll here is a 13 wrench, so let's try this. This is not that complicated of a job once you know, see how to do it. There we go. You might have to do a little finagling to get that out, but there you go. Fell right out too. Like I said, I've had these out recently. Otherwise, I would just bang on this side here to get that out. But it came right out, as it were, because I've had it this apart. There you go. There's the transaxle. Now, see how this is right here, it's stuck inside here. Still there's a bevel on the shaft that the bolt hits, but we have to get that out of there. I imagine hitting it a few times it will come out, because like I said, I've had this apart. Oops, all the bearings are falling out. Not good, not good. It's coming out. God dang. Don't want to put a lot of pressure on that hose either, you know. But anyway, here we got bearings falling out. The race. Frickin' races are separated from the front. That's your first indication that the bearings are bad. When I took this apart last time, I greased the hell out of the inside and just put the race back on and put it back together, but those should not be apart. That's why it sucks. So, race came off this side. We'll I'm gonna shut this down, bring this hub into the garage, and we'll work on getting this out. I'll turn it back on when I get in the shop. Show you how to get that bearing out of there and how to press the new one back in. So we'll catch you in a short. All right, we're back in the shop. Start working on this hub. This hub has a retainer clip, like I said. When you got your snap ring things, you can switch holes. Unscrew this, screw it in the other side to make it work both ways. This one you want it this way and squeeze in. Take this snap ring out. Now be careful, because I think you got to reuse this clip. So what I would do is get a small screwdriver or something, so when you do this you can get underneath the end of it. There goes my compressor. So once you're in the holes, you see it retaining. Get something in there. Side came out now. Now you can kind of just pull up on this a little bit. Be careful, like I said. There, it popped out. Pretty sure we have to reuse this ring, so be careful. You can get another one, you know, if need be, but just be careful. Okay, this is going to come out from this side. Has a notch here, and these will set on top, so you can lock that bearing hub right in here. It ought to work on it, I would think. Well, it's kind of beveled, so it's sliding, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Kind of wanted to hold it shut though. Maybe we can find another way to hold this. Because I'm gonna cheat. And I'm gonna use the air hammer like this with a flat punch end on it, and you can see the. Let me grab a rag here. Okay, just clean this up for you to see a little better. See these little bevels right there, right there, right there. They're just little cutouts. See them there? 1, 2, 3. You could take a punch. If you don't have an air hammer, you put a punch on there, there, and there, and just keep going clockwise, clockwise until you get that bearing punched out. And I said I'm going to do it with an air wrench, air hammer, I guess they call it. Louder than hell too, so most time you can get this to work. You know what I mean? It's pretty friggin' loud. Just take your time, go around. Well, the bearings and the seals popped out. Which was falling apart anyway, so. Now all we got left is the race, which we'll just keep going around in circles here and working on it. Alright, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use MAP gas. I'm gonna heat this up a little bit and try it. She's being stubborn. You get that, this is MAP gas. Propane might work too. If you had acetylene and oxygen, you could turn this thing red. But it's MAP gas to get her good and hot. Then you take some penetrating fluid, PP blaster. When it's good and hot, you hit it, and that soaks it in. Then hit her with the air wrench and see what happens. Let her sit for a second and soak in. The heat will draw that penetrating fluid in. Damn it. Oh. Let's stand to reason it's getting hot. Do you? There it goes. Yeah, she's moving now. Of course it bottomed out. I have to get up higher now. Trying to get it in a vise, you know, and hold it still. That's part of it. Anyway. There it went. A little heat. Little heat got that race out. It was a bummer. They get rusted in there, you know. I'm gonna have to use this MAP gas on the ball joints too. Heat them up, they come out easier. Alright, I'm going to turn this off for a minute, go over to the bench, and we'll get ready to put the new bearing in. Catch you in a short. Alright, now if you can see down in here, see how it scarred these from beating on the thing and angling the punch on the inside. So what I'm gonna do is put a little grinder on here, and I'm gonna go at these, try to get them smoothed out. There you go. How smooth it is in there now. So we'll do that to all three. Alright. think we got them pretty squared away. Pretty, they look pretty good. Pretty smooth. Now we just got to put the bearing back in. Alright. Try to clean this ring up a little bit, just to make it go back in the groove better. Okay. Okay. We're going to tap the other one in now. I'll show you how I do this. Put her on a good solid bench, you know, piece of steel. What I'm going to use is a block of wood to get her down flush. And then I will use the old race on top to tap it the rest of the way down. So hopefully it just goes accordingly. It can be a bitch, like I said, you know. Sometimes you got to play around. Now she's sitting inside the bevel a little bit, which will help. And you'll see when you get past that bevel. Let's put this back in. It's going to be a little tricky too, but just take your time. Don't get all excited. Little, there we go. Had to get him in there long enough. Just make sure you look around and make sure that this is all the way in, all the way around. See how much farther it looks like it goes in here? That's because the metal's thinner right here than it is up here. But what I do just to make sure is give it a few taps with a punch and make sure that ring is in there. That's all. So that's how you get that out and get it back in. Now all we got to do is go back over, start putting things together. I'll catch you in a short. Okay, you two buzz. We're going to move on to the ball joints, which have these little snap rings like we just did on the other one. That's all that holds them in. So let's if we can get these out easy enough. Your snap ring set should come with different size holes. Oh man, she don't want to move. Okay, like I said, most of these, this is a Mac tool, so it's a pretty decent set. But going from one to the other changes your in and out, you know, your pull for it. Now I can go out. I was trying to do it the other way, dumbass. There we go. Again, I think we might get new clips. Yeah, there's new clips in these, so they're still a bummer, but not as bad. There you go. Snap rings off. Like I said, it does come with other ones. So I got a coffee can over here and throwing all the old parts in. Just, I don't know, crap. If you're adamant out there doing it, you know, in the middle of nowhere with some tools, you might have a prayer of fixing something out there. And I'm gonna try to get this, might as well try to get this other one off while once one side pops up, let's get your screwdriver under it. And FYI, you don't use these snap ring tools very often, but I mean, Harbor Freight ones or whatever will work, but if you get Mac or Snap-on, much better quality, I would say. Again, these don't have to be reused, so you don't have to worry about screwing them up like the other ones. They give you new ones, so be a little more reckless with these. Kind of bent it a little bit out. Hope I can. There you go. Kind of bent the shit out of that, didn't I? But that's okay. Oh. Okay. Now the fun part. Kind of fun. Fun as this job's gonna get. Torch these and beat on them. Everything comes out better with a little heat, you know. There's some rubber under here. It might melt or even start on fire. No biggie. Blow it out, make sure it doesn't get on anything, you know. Here comes. Yeah, a little bit of heat always does the trick. And like I said, you might be able to beat the living shit out of them and get it to work, but personally, just rather do this for a couple minutes and not have to mess with all that shit. So. Okay, now what I want to do is get something underneath here so I can beat on this. And you know what? If you get at these, you can cut and pull these rubbers off. Just should have told you that first off, huh? Then you don't have to worry about it. It's like Lethal Weapon. We're not too old for this shit. We're not too old for this shit. Keep saying it. I'm not too old for this shit. Okay. See, I got this big block, which I will use like so. Give me something to give her a little muscle when it's time to bang on it. There you go. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. That's how you get them out. Be careful, they're hot. All right, just cool down. What I'd like to do is have a tube of grease. I should have done this when I was showing you how to get the bearings, the races out. I should have coated the inside of that with some goddamn grease. Probably would have went back together better, but anyway, I like to get a brush with a can of grease and go in there and you know, lube the shit out of stuff like this when you're putting it back together. Just makes it most of the time a little easier, you know. But these are, put them in like so and beat them down until they're straight. That's all. There she is. Wait a minute. Yeah, I almost put this one in that way. That would have been stupid, huh? Is this one right? Yeah. Yeah, the top one goes down, bottom one goes up. Okay, now, again, we're going to have to, oh my God, look at that. Went right in. Let's say we have to put something to brace that up, but it went in. So, now we'll just, this one's easy to get at, the other one sucks. Kinda. There we go. Make sure it moves around, you know, make sure it's in the holes. That one is. Okay, now I'll move this just to get this out of the way. To put my other ring in. Have a video to just show you what to do, you know. That's the biggest part. It's just, I don't understand how it comes apart sometimes, you know. People don't. But once they see the whole thing like this, they go, shit, that ain't bad at all. Okay, both ball joints are in, and retainer clips, I think is what they're called. The retainer clips are in. All right. Oh boy. Yeah, you can put the shaft back in when you're putting the hub on. You want to get it in there and get the front back through the hub, just so you don't have problems with that later, you know. So now, check out your hub. Make sure you stick your, you know, if you put it on like this or whatever, make sure this corner and this side for your tie rod is here. We will, hopefully we can get this through. There you go. Now it's going to be the same thing as before. It's tight. That's all there is to it. And we got to get that to move over close enough to get in the hole. Like I said, it all is a pain in the ass sometimes, you know. We just got to figure it out as you go. This will center out the more we go up. So, bam! Okay. Sometimes you get lucky. See, it's not quite straight, so bang it till it is. I probably went past my whatever, but we know how to do that now. Yeah, pretty damn close. I can feel it sliding. Boom! Now we got the CV shaft in there. Okay, nut back on. Each procedure that you do as you're going through this, finish it. You know, you put these nuts through and you put the nuts, or the bolts through and put the nuts on, tighten them, finish it. You know, don't ever leave yourself where you have to redo it again, you know, take it apart, like I just did. But for the purpose of this video, I did that on purpose, so you'd see what I was talking about. If you take each thing as it comes, you know, you're less likely to make, you know, a bunch of goddamn mistakes. So. Anyway, okay, so with those 13s, I think, maybe. Yep. So I got a 13. Now I left my air gun over there. I'll be right back. Okay. I got my air hose again. Headed over where we were air hammering that out, the bearing out over there. So it's easier to get at this back side, so I tighten them. Usually you put this on the nut. It's easier in this case to do it from the bolt. Okay, both of them are tight. Boy, that steering is tight. Okay. The bushings. This is pretty real easy to do. It's a 15. That's just a long nut and bolt. That's it. There you go. Nuts off. Put a little pressure under this again. I think I should have changed the A-frames bushings when I had this all apart. Okay, I just put the jack underneath here, jack the axle up a little bit, get the back of the A-frame to drop down. That's it. And you got a pipe that goes through the center. Bang. Like so. Couple new ones. Push it in. Center it. That's it. Center it, stick it back in. That's all there is to change a nose. So let me get this set back up in there to get my bolt in. I'll turn it back on. Well, a little finagling on the bottom one, too bad. The top one, just take the bolt out, take off the bushings, pull out the center rod, take these bushings off, and just pull out. One. Let's get the other one out. Okay, I guess make a note. Put the A-frame bushings in while you have the hub out. Way easier. I just did them with it hooked up for video again to show they can be, you can just take the tire off and change your bushings. You don't have to tear the whole thing apart. It's a little more finagling, but easier when it's apart, so remember that. Okay, so we're back together now. All 4 A-frame bushings are done. Let's put the hub back on. We'll have a keyway it'll hit. There you go, when she slides in. Okay. Now, remember I told you there was a thicker washer for this? Well, I left it up on the bench. So I'm going to use the 2 that came off. You could put the new gold one on, it don't matter. It's just a spacer. And we got our nut here. Remember, it was 1 1/16. Now you got to get this spun tight or back or a little tight or whatever until you get lined up to the hole to put the cotter key back through, which I could do new, but this is not that old, so I guess I'll try it. Just a shade off. Shade off. Good do her until she gets right in that center there. Then you run your cotter key in. Bend one side up. So that I do. I bend one side up. Cut off the other one. I leave it. Check your bearings for how tight they feel. Pretty tight. Feels nice and smooth. Now, we got to change the tie rod in. That, I'll be right back. Okay. See how it's got a little bevel in it? That's how I'm going to put the vice grips on. We're lucky. It'll come off easy. I said if we're lucky. I said nothing ever just goes right, you know? Ow, ow, ow. Damn it. This is a front end part, so it's backwards threads. Lefty tighty, righty loosey. Well, just remember it comes off backwards. Maybe it's cranking out the other way forever. Then it would probably just start tightening up, but kind of can watch your threads on the for where you took this off. You're not going to be able to get exact, but we'll and I usually leave the nut on here if it's spinning okay. You can put the other one on. I don't. long as it's okay. I'm gonna try to put this back right to the rust spot. To the rust spot on the thread, so we can see where it was. And I'm going to show you my backyard way of aligning the front end. Kinda. I mean, I think you can get it close enough to get it close enough. You just put the bolt down through. Don't put the nut on and tighten it yet. I'm just gonna explain this to you from the back tire. Well, this will get it close enough. We should be okay. I'm not gonna say it's laser perfect or whatever, but take a piece of rope, tape it here and here, tape it on the tire so it's running vertical. You put this all the way up. I would put the tire on, have your rope on those two vertical coming up, tire on until the rope is vertical and touches on both sides, you know, so it's kind of straight with the back tire. That's the backyard way I do to align it. Piece of rope taped vertical all the way up to here to the tire. Move the tire back and forth, take this off, turn it in or out, you know, so you can toe and pitch and get that to line up to that tire as straight as you can, and tighten down your second bolt to it, or run it up to it and snug it. Put this on, crank the bolt down, put your cotter key in, and then tighten this bolt down to that one. Test drive it. She's pulling, or the tires start to wear right away or whatever, you've got something way off, you know, you have to get it aligned. That's how I get it in line. So anyway, that's how you pretty much rebuild this whole front end. All I gotta do is set the caliper back on, put the two bolts in. One cotter key on this, but I'm not gonna put that in until I'm done and I'm gonna align it. So that's pretty much it. Like, comment, let me know what you think. Anything about this, or I got a bunch of other RZR stuff up, a starter, a drive shaft, you know, stuff like that. So, but that's how you rebuild the whole front end of an RZR, hub bearings and everything. Bob's Lawn Service and Plowing. I'm out.